Welcome to the Grapple Culture Podcast. My name is Matt, and my goal is to give you the opportunity to get to know your favorite grapplers better. Get ready for deep insights, gym stories, and general cult of jiu-jitsu. Enjoy! My next guest is 2 times European ADCC Trials winner Santeri Lilius. We talked about his ADCC preparations, another edition of Secret Camp in Malaga, and what are his favorite European training spots. Of course, we discussed current hot topics like Gordon Ryan's situation and CJI project. Santeri also told me a story about how a guy from Finland lands with his own academy in Spain and gave his opinion about level of jiu-jitsu there, and many more. Enjoy! Hi Santeri.
Hello again.
Again, yeah, good to see you. Last time we spoke was like almost a year ago after trials that you won in Warsaw, first European trials for ADCC. And now we are like less than a month from the finals.
Mm-hmm.
What state of preparation you would say you are?
State of preparation. The usual. 3.5 weeks till ADCC. I try not to make this such a big thing for me, like in my head, the ADCC. So 3.5 weeks till a tournament. That's where I'm at right now.
And where you should be with your peak, let's say 3 weeks until the tournament. Because we are talking in Poznań, in Poland. You show up for a week for training. So it seems that you are still going rather hard.
Yeah, but always hard, actually. Like last 5 days, maybe not so hard, but
Last 5 days.
I don't believe so much in going up and down in tempo. I believe in training quite hard all the time. And like obviously before the tournament, I go a little bit less, like that week off. And then if I feel bad, like last week, we had a very hard training camp the week before. So last week I took a little bit easier. But this week is working week, so I will train hard. I just trained with Mankowski a couple rounds like 2 hours ago, so I'm tired as fuck.
But you're going for more like wrestling with him?
Today we did some positions, like I was in turtle and I was in front headlock, and my job was to like escape and like advance from the position, but it wasn't so easy.
Okay. So do your preparations were like structured, or you just train, or it's more like a, MMA fight preparation that you have 2 weeks for that, 2 weeks for that, everything is, scheduled and planned, or you're going more like with your, let's say, instincts?
I train all the time. We speak a lot with Mateusz about this and then Kamil about this. Like we just train all the time. Like we don't have off season ever. We're always basically training. So it's actually not so much work that we have to do to get ready for a tournament, because we're always in like 85% shape. So you just need a little bit more to get in shape. So I don't believe so much in because in MMA they do like 10 weeks or 8 weeks camps. But I think oftentimes they start from zero. So it's like first 2 weeks they build the cardio back up and everything. But I train, even at weeks where I'm not supposed to train, I train like 12 times. So like usually normal week for me is like 15 to 16 trainings almost.
15 to 16?
Yeah, it's quite a lot. Yeah, but we have like double classes at night. So sometimes I train, maybe like in the morning I do no-gi class, and then at night I do no-gi class, and then I do a kimono class. So I count that as 3 trainings.
Okay, but you are always like a participant of this class, or you are leading?
Usually I teach the class, but I spar at every single class that I teach. So it's not so hard for me. It depends also where I'm at. Like that's why I like to come here to Poland or anywhere where I'm a student. Today I just went there like 2 minutes earlier, and Filip Sadowski was teaching the class, and I just did the techniques and did sparring and went home. But when I'm home in Spain, I need to think about I need to go a little bit earlier to make sure if the students have any questions or somebody has problems with payment, I need to sort this out. So I really enjoy being a student here. But in Spain, every time I teach, I train also, unless I'm like injured or sick or something. But usually, and also in the gi, I spar even in the gi. Even though it's ADCC, I also spar.
Was looking to go also through this topic. You say that 3 weeks into ADCC and you still use your gi?
Yeah. Well, I teach the class in gi, so if I'm not injured or sick or something, yeah, I will train. Of course. I'm a business owner also, so it's important for my students to get to train with me, and I'm there anyways. I have to be there anyways for that hour or 1.5 hours, so might as well train. I believe it's better for my career than to go home. Because sometimes we train no-gi. I have some guys, like Spanish people, who only do no-gi, and like they're very good, but then when they leave home, I'm still training there. I do the gi class. Maybe it's not so good for like the ADCC preparation, but I'm working my cardio, I'm working my motions, I'm working when they're resting. So again, this adds up. And if you do this over the years, like I'll be in better shape than most of those guys.
Okay, so this is, let's say, conditioning point of view, because I was thinking about it. Is it you have a school and you have to, or you feel that there are some advantages? Because for many years it was like the Brazilians were going like, oh, you have to train in the gi to be better, also better in no gi. Then with this revolution and when Americans took off, they said it's a bullshit. And now maybe they are once again thinking that there is some advantages. So for you, it's just a thing about the school, or you feel that it gives you something more for no-gi?
I wouldn't say if you are a grappling athlete, if you are like a grappler and you can choose if you go to kimono class or no-gi class, I would always go to no-gi class. But if after that there is a kimono class and you have time, like might as well go to that one as well. Like I believe training is always good. So for me, like I wouldn't necessarily choose kimono over no-gi training if I can. But like at my school, we're very lucky. We have every morning we have a no-gi class, and then at night we also have no-gi class, and then we have kimono after this. So like I'll just do all of them. Since I have to be there, might as well train also. But I wouldn't say that if you can choose, if you like at the same time, if somebody has a situation where they're at the school and at 10 a.m. they have no-gi class and gi class, like if you want to get good at no-gi, go to no-gi class. Obviously, if the level is better in gi class, then you might consider going to the gi class if the level is higher. If at no gi class you have 2 blue belts, and if at gi class you have 20 black belts, like I would go to the gi class. So always go where the level is high, but I definitely think there is some advantages in training gi. I believe repetition is good in anything, and also you work your cardio, do more rounds. I believe it's good.
Sure. And you said that being a student is fun. So since, let's say, maybe trials where you qualified, you still was focusing about adding new skills for your skill set, for your jiu-jitsu skill set, or maybe makes things sharper with the things you already had?
Adding new skills. I believe we're still a working project and we can improve a lot. And since the last trials, like I've improved a lot as well. I think physically I'm a little bit bigger right now than I was then. Then I used to walk around at like 89 kilos, way too small for 88 kilos with the one day before weigh-in. Funnily enough, they announced it 3 days before the trials, so for me it wasn't a problem. But I can't be 89 kilos, compete at 88 kilos, and we have day before weigh-in. Like that's impossibility. I'll be the smallest guy there. So I really like tried to up my strength and conditioning so I would be physically a little bit bigger, and today I'm around 92 kilos, so that's better. Fuck, it was hard work. Also,
to put up 3 kilos.
Like training, like training a lot and like trying to put size is not so easy. People would say it's very easy, but I literally got this done in like a couple of weeks ago only. Like I keep on like going down in weight when I train really hard.
Okay.
But now it's been staying at 92, so that's very good.
You think it would be possible if you decide to make 77?
No.
Not now, of course, but like way before, if you decide, okay, let's go down, not up.
No,
or it's too much.
No, there's a few reasons. Like I'm very lean when I'm 88 kilos. Like you can see veins in my abs and everything. And also at 77 kilos, there is Mateusz, so I would never go to where he's at. Also, like it's too much. I'm 183 centimeters tall, but like for height, I could do this. But like my body composition, like I'm 90 kilos lean. So like to make 77 one day before weigh-ins would be... Probably I could do it if I would be an MMA guy, but for grappling, I don't see any point. And also I win the trials twice, so I don't really see the point in why I make this.
What would you say would be the perfect weight category for you? Like,
I think 88 is great. Like the same day weigh-in, 88 kilos for me.
okay, so, but like with, let's say, IBJJF weight categories, when you fought on IBJJF circle, you fought at what?
91.
91?
Yeah.
Because I was expecting maybe, something between would be the best, that you are a typical guy in between ADCC categories.
91 is like, that's where I'm usually at. That I can make that weight like tomorrow if I have to be. 91.5 is the category.
Okay.
So I compete there. I won the Euros at black belt at that category. I got third place at the Worlds at that category. So I don't believe in so much weight cutting also. I believe like I'm strong enough at the gym. I'm always kind of training, so I'm never like fat or out of shape. So like 90, 91 is good weight for me. For ADCC, I try to get a little bit bigger because the weigh-ins obviously are... Like we were speaking about this with Mateusz, because I was thinking maybe I'll just go like my usual self, 90 kilos, and I'll be like, I could make 88 kilos without thinking. But he was like, yeah, but then you compete with somebody who's 5 kilos heavier than you the day of, and it's going to be muscle. And that's the difference. Like, I don't want to give them 5 kilo of muscle difference. So I need to be a little bit bigger for that category. Yeah, that's my thinking with this ADCC right now. But for ADCC and whatever, 91, 95, 91.5 is perfect. Perfect category for me.
Okay.
No cutting weight. Just go there, eat some breakfast.
Because you definitely seems like not the biggest guy for the category. And now when you told me that you gain a little bit weight, now I'm looking at you and I can see.
Yes, just biceps. I just pumped them yesterday. So yeah, they have no function in anything. But we went to Japan with Owen Livesey for the Quintet.
Yeah.
And he had so fucking big biceps. So I asked him like how do you get those? And what do you use them for? And he was like, for nothing. Like, I just lift the gym bag. That's what they're good for. But he told me what he's doing. I'm not going to reveal it. And I'm doing similar programs right now on biceps. So a lot of sets, a lot of repetition.
Owen Livesey program for biceps.
He has bigger biceps than I have quads. So
yeah, he has a very, very good biceps. So why you choose Poznań? Where you train and who you train with?
So I've been to Poznań like so many times. It's so good training here. I think first time ever I came here, I trained with Warczynski.
Yeah.
And after that, I was like, fuck, I just need to train here. We actually competed with Adam a couple times. I think we spoke about it in the last podcast.
Yeah, we spoke about it, and I was looking to mention that because it was really fun, because you told me that you have a win with Adam in a gi and lose in no gi, which is a little bit weird.
Yeah, I lost in no gi and I won in the gi. And Adam is never getting that gi one back. I'm holding on to it.
But what year was that? Around what year?
It was after COVID.
After COVID, so
2022, 2021.
Really? So the black belt level?
Yeah, of course. No, it was after COVID. It was just before I won the trials first time. I think we competed in March and I won the trials in May. So like it was just before, 1 month before or something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Adam, you're never getting it back. I trained with him. In February, I had a camp in the dojo in Poland, Jutopia, and I came to Poznań for a few days. And I trained with him in the gi, and it was fucking terrible. I never want to do that again. So
he's a fucking world champion right now. So
who's the world champion? I mean, I have the win. So just saying.
Great.
No, he's very good. I like Adam a lot. We are very similar. Like he's same age as me, and then like we both been doing this thing forever. And we both have a son and everything. So we are very similar in many aspects. And I talk with him a lot about training and things like this. And we're both a little bit crazy. But when we train together, it's very good. And I don't understand how he can be so good in gi and no gi. Like for me, it was clear that when I started to emphasize more on no gi, I got so good at no gi. But then my gi is like so bad. But for Adam, he didn't really even do so much no gi. Even at the week of trials, he was still doing gi. And I was like, Adam, like, how about you do some no gi now? And he was like, yeah, but I feel like I have to do some gi also, and I was like, okay.
I think that's he just loves the gi.
Yeah.
Of course, he likes to do no gi, but he just loves the gi.
Yeah. And seems to have worked. I mean, man's a world champion, so.
When Adam was like developing his game in Poland, it was really normal. We were always more gi based, let's say, in the past. And it was common for top players that, okay, you have ADCC, let's say, Polish Championship next week. So, okay, I will give it a week of no gi and no more. And still, it was enough. It's a mindset, probably.
Yeah, I do believe, like, obviously the best guys, they only do no gi. But, like, high-level people still do both as well.
Diego Pato.
Yeah, Rotolos, they both train gi, and they're so good in both. Mika Galvao also trains in the gi, so and they train and compete at the high level as well. So like I took a step back from the gi tournaments because it just didn't, like, in my mind, I don't want to compete unless I know, like, this is what I put my heart and soul into. So I don't want to, like, half-ass the gi and go there and then, like, not compete so well. So either I'm like focusing fully on it, or I just will compete now in no gi. We actually speak about Mateusz and Kamil about doing the gi Euros. All three of us. Yeah,
That would be nice.
Yeah, we will do this, but the only problem is that you need to qualify for those. So I don't believe any of us have any ranking points ever left anymore. So
like a few days ago, because there was Academia Gorilla summer camp, and I seen Mateusz photos in the gi, and it was even weird to see him in a gi. So
yeah. We'll never train in the gi, but someday we will. I think I'll have a better shot in the gi than I have in the.
Do you know when he trained in his hometown in Koszalin, he's doing some gi classes?
Yeah, sometimes. Less than me, because I do almost every day.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, they have gi classes and he goes to those as well sometimes. Obviously not focusing so much on this, but like, I believe he's very good in the gi as well.
Okay, so you started visiting Poznań first for Adam, then you started train also in other places here, right?
Yeah, I've been to, I think, most of the gyms actually in Poznań, but I really like the one today. This morning I went to Czerwony Smok. And it's a very good place. I was there a couple of weeks ago as well. In the morning training, it was so good. There was a bunch of MMA fighters, and Gamrot was there, and Skiba was there as well. So good training there. So I figured might as well combine both places. So I train at Checkmat and I train at Czerwony Smok right now.
And in Checkmat, I would say, because Adam now is in US, right? So Kuba Najdek probably
Kuba is been
one of
squeezing my head there since.
Yeah.
Since we've trained. I think I trained with Kuba most rounds for this ADCC than with anyone else. Because I've been here recently. I've been here a lot, and he also came to Spain for that secret camp. So we've done a lot of rounds together. And there's also a couple other guys. There is a couple of guys from Ukraine that are very good, and then some other brown belts and things like that. It's good training at Checkmat. I really like it.
Sure. And how about Gamrot's Jiu-Jitsu, Mateusz Gamrot Jiu-Jitsu?
I don't know, because we always wrestle. He's always like, oh, Zabasi. But then when I have a double leg, he does a guillotine. So no, he's very good. I'm not going to say any names, but once when we had the secret camp in Spain, he wrecked some of the guys who've done really well at the trials as well. And I'm not only talking about wrestling, but like even submitting them and things like this. So he has that style where he just like makes you tired and then he fucks you up. So I think I have a better, like I do a little bit better with him because I'm not his size, I'm bigger than him. So he has to spend a little more extra energy on making me tired. But training with him is so good. And like the man is an animal. I don't know how he can do what he does. And Skiba also, Daniel Skibinski, is very good training for me. In Poznań, I can do nothing to him. We trained before in Koszalin. And in Koszalin, I was like, sometimes I was all over him. I could take him down. I was like, fuck, okay, me and Skiba, good fight. And then I come to Poznań and he just kills me.
It's this fresh air from the sea.
I don't know what
in Koszalin. Yeah. The guys from Poznań, when they have too much fresh air from the sea, they went, worse than they could here.
Skiba just kills me in Poznań, so fuck. I hope I never compete with him in Poznań.
Yeah, this guy was like there was always this thing that is like a gym monster, and his MMA career didn't happen as much as it was expected. Still, he has his chances. I don't say that it's end for him, but he was like everybody was looking for him to be a next big thing probably, and he has some bad luck in his fights, and he wasn't able to show everything he's got when he fight pro fight.
Well, in training he just wrecks me, so.
And with Gamrot, this thing that he was like already established MMA fighter, and when he qualified for ADCC, he was like going into like 100% almost, so very admirable, and he got Gary Tonon in first fight. So
yeah, but that's ADCC.
Yeah, like with that kind of career in MMA, like top lightweight UFC fighter, the amount of focus, let's say, he still put into jiu-jitsu is very, very...
Yeah, and we had this secret camp in Spain some time ago, and he just came there. He was like, yeah, we invited him, but we didn't know if he would actually come.
Mm-hmm.
And he called Vilko, and he was like, yeah, I love jiu-jitsu, of course I'll come. And like, mind you, we don't pay anything for anyone to come. He just showed up, trained with us for a week, left to America, and beat Jalen Turner like 2 weeks later. Like, he is crazy.
Yeah. So about secret camp, because that's very interesting. Secret camp, not so secret anymore, probably, but some first editions was really secret. Which edition is it?
Third one, I think, or second. I don't know.
No, second, definitely not second. Like
third one or fourth one. It's hard to say which is secret camp, because secret camp was a joke. We were like, oh, let's call it something, and we were like secret camp, but like everyone knows about this, obviously. And we had an idea of sending like black envelopes with like names like in Harry Potter, but we are fucking stupid, so obviously we never did that actually. Yeah, I think the idea was Vilkus. Like we've always like, at Leglo camps and everything, the training's always very good, but they have to work there or we have to work there. So he was like, oh, let's just make a camp in Spain where we just train. Some people do teach something, but no one really has to like worry about teach. So we just train in the morning and we train at night. In the morning, we usually do like 10 rounds or something like this. And at night, we do a little bit less. Somebody teaches a little bit, but it's more about just being exposed to high-level sparring. And we've done this, it's hard to really remember. Maybe this is the third or fourth time we do this one. But this one was the biggest one that we did last time. But even the first one was very good. Gamrot was there. Guys from Ireland were there. There was very good people from Poland also. Kuba was there.
Yeah, a bunch of people from Poland, like half Polish camp, I would say. Like this year, I seen like Kasianeczek, like Karol Kania, like Kuba Najdek. Maciu was there?
Maciu was there. Andrzej Iwat was there.
Yeah.
We had some girls from Poland as well.
Yeah, I believe it was first time that the girls show up.
Yeah, well, it's good. And also like before we always wanted to have the same weights that we compete, 66, 77, 88. But this year we were like, fuck it, let's invite everyone. So we had some like ultra heavyweight monsters show up and some small girls and like something. We had a bit of everything. But right now my gym is much bigger than before, so we can like put everyone there. It doesn't matter.
How it works? You call the shots who could be invited, or it's like...
Usually we write to people. Like this year we had a hell of a list in the beginning, but some people obviously sometimes can't come, or something happens. So in the end, I just write on my Instagram. I was like, if you consider yourself high-level grappler, please come to Spain. Like write to me before. And like I had 250 messages from some blue belts about coming to train. But in the end, we had good people show up for the camp. We had some guys from Spain, a couple of Brazilian guys. We had some people from UK. Owen O'Flanagan was there. Taylor was there. We had 5 people me, Mateusz, Maciu, Owen, Taylor. Somebody else goes to ADCC or CGI. Yeah, 5 people who qualified or has been invited.
Egan is on CGI, I believe.
Yeah, he will do, yeah.
Interesting, because You said Tyler Perman was there, and you gonna compete in the same category, right?
Yeah, but me and Tyler have been training together for forever right now.
Okay, so you are doing rounds like normally?
Yeah, of course. Even for the trials that he won, we were training in Koszalin. Of course, we don't give a fuck. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, the trials he won, that was a second trial.
Yeah, but even for the first one, we trained together.
Really?
Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
Okay, so...
I've trained with Taylor a bunch of times. We don't give a fuck. And also the thing is that, well, in the ADCC, it's highly unlikely that we would fight because we are both European trials winners, so they probably will.
Dude, in the final.
Yeah, in the final. Yeah, but then if we go to final, we can split our 10,000, 5K each, Taylor, and spend it on some beers and pizza.
Santeri, you have still 3 weeks to prepare something that he don't expect.
We've trained a lot with Taylor. There is no problem with that. And also, like I said, it's easy. If we get to the finals, fuck, we both won already by then. So then we will compete and that's it. There is no problem with that.
Since we talking about names for ADCC, I know you'll say I could beat everyone, I fear nobody. But are there someone you especially would like maybe face in the first round or something like that?
I don't really know because to be fair, this year ADCC, the 88 category is not so strong as the years before. There's a couple of good names, but there's also a lot of people that I'm not so sure who they are. So because I believe the CGI took some people away from 88, like we lost quite a few guys. We lost Dinis. Dinis went to CGI. Hulk went to CGI, Owen O'Flanagan went to CGI. What's his name?
William Tackett.
William Tackett, yeah. He went to CGI. So there's 4 very good guys sort of chose to go to CGI. They had to fill them up with some people and I don't know some of these guys so well. Some of them I competed already with. But the thing is with this, everyone keeps asking me who do I want to fight. I don't even know who's in the list. I haven't checked. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, you compete with everyone. So I believe how the seeding system works. I'll get somebody relatively good, but I don't know who's the top seed. Top seed will be Baroni.
Yeah.
He's the champion.
The man to beat.
But he will most likely fight the other Australian trials winner. They're usually considered like the lowest seed. So I don't remember his name. So he will probably fight with Baroni and then I don't know how it works after that.
Mm-hmm.
So I just need an opponent. Doesn't matter.
Would you like maybe... Because a big name from also, let's say, marketing point of view, gonna be J-Rod. He's brother of Nikki, so...
He's doing ADCC or CGI?
No, he's ADCC. I believe he fill up some vacant place in ADCC.
Yeah, if it's J-Rod, it's J-Rod. I don't really give a shit. I don't think about this because there's nothing I can do about this. And I don't like to think about so much my opponents. So yeah, if it's J-Rod, if it's Baroni, if it's my mom, I don't give a fuck. Let's compete.
Since we are talking ADCC, maybe from the sport fan point of view more, what do you think about Gordon backing up from 99 category but still doing super fights?
He was supposed to do the 99 category.
He was supposed to do 99 in 2 super fights because he is Gordon Ryan.
And now he's just doing the super fights.
Yeah, 2 days ago maybe, there was an announcement that he not gonna be doing weight category. And now everybody think if he gonna fight super fights because they didn't say what's the reason.
Yeah, so maybe he's not healthy. Interesting. I didn't know about that, so I don't know. I mean, Gordon was fantastic at the last ADCC. I always knew Gordon Ryan is very good, but I've never seen him compete really, and I never really looked at his matches. But the way he just ran through everyone at the last ADCC, I was like, okay, fuck. He is the best in the world. People might think what they think about him, but he is the best right now. Or was, I don't know. Let's see his shape right now. Hard to say. I was kind of hoping he would do the CGI. That would be funny. That would be a big, okay, fucking 1 million, get this. Nothing anyone can say about that, but...
No, with the level, how much he's around more.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Face of ADCC.
That is true.
That's impossible. Yeah, it used to be that, okay, maybe there is someone to beat Gordon, like Felipe Pena always was the case. And then they fought, and then it looks like he's way, way, way ahead. It's Yuri Simoes. Sorry, of course, great grappler, but I don't see how he could pull this up against Gordon.
Yuri has a very difficult style at ADCC to like. It's not the most exciting to watch, but like fuck me, it's hard. I train with Yuri, and he does a very different approach to ADCC than I do. It's very hard training, very physically demanding training. So when I train with him, we did a lot of like wrestling and a lot of like positional rounds, and like he would focus so much on like not getting scored on and him scoring. And he took me down with a sprawl. Like he feinted, like with a feint. He feinted and I sprawled so hard that he was on my back already. And like fuck, he's very good, very like powerful. So definitely he has the style, but like if Gordon just pulls guard and leg lock him in 1 minute, I'll be like holy shit again. So we'll see. It's interesting. I don't know about this 2 super fight thing, like 1 super fight per day with some people. Like I don't know what I think about that, but that's why I'm not running ADCC also.
Mm-hmm. No, like ADCC is already like very Gordon centric, let's say, and he is like very important for.
Do you think he's
the PR.
Still the biggest star in jiu-jitsu?
Who else?
Craig Jones.
Craig Jones.
I think Craig's like has to be the most popular at least right now.
In case of popularity, definitely you could say that. You could argue about that, but I don't know. There is this guy, Real Professor, this Instagram profile.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
He was like a BJJ gossip guy. Now he's like not like that anymore. He is out of the gossip thing. He now making Q&A, but not about that. But when he was still going with those gossips, he said like that flow grappling revenue is solely based on Gordon Ryan. Don't know if this is true, but not showing up for so many time definitely is not working great for Gordon in case of his popularity.
Yeah.
Because all these health issues. But still, I think with his personality, with his domination, if he show up, make 1 fight, 2 fights, and he's still on top.
Yeah, could be, yeah. Craig's like doing a very good job without competing, actually.
Definitely.
Like, fuck me, some of the trolling that he's done. I'm not so into like somebody being funny all the time. Like I think I follow Gordon, but I never look at what he does. Like I don't have time to this. And same thing with Craig, so I didn't really follow like what's going on, but like I saw he went to Romania and he was like asking some Romanian gypsy witches to like cure Gordon from his stomach problems. Okay, that was fucking funny. Like I laughed when I saw that. So he's so funny online and like he's doing a great job right now with his like persona and everything. So like
I think, with US scene, BJJ scene, it's here in Europe we are more like into it, like we treat it more seriously.
Yeah.
In US, the pool of the people who train is bigger. I believe there is more people who treat it like a, something hobby, but not so serious like we here in Europe.
Yeah, it's entertainment for a lot of Americans, so they like those personas and everything. So that's cool. Yeah, fuck, I'm all up. That's cool. I like hearing and watching it, but not so into like doing it by myself.
Yeah, and what do you think about the whole idea of CGI? Because most of the people, most of the competitors are saying the same, like, oh, it's good for the sport, and
well, I'm just saying thank you CGI because I got paid. ADCC is gonna give us 2,500 right now, so thank you so much. I mean, there is definitely the argument for it, like, like it's so hard to go to ADCC. Like I've fucking given my left nut for making it to the ADCC. Like you have to compete so hard and you also have to have luck to win the trials. You have to be at the right place, the right time. You spend a lot of money in training and everything. And in the end, we got nothing. Like last year, I got a tracksuit. 2022. And that was my, like, what I got from ADCC. Obviously, I didn't win, but like just qualifying there, being European champion, something like that, like it's not so easy. So like I definitely, when I saw that CGI is paying 10,000, I was like, fuck, like just to show up 10K is quite nice. Like I understand that because people say that ADCC doesn't turn a profit, But it also depends where you put your money into. If you sell 11,000 tickets, where does that money go to? And obviously in ADCC's case, it goes to the production. It's crazy production. It's so good. But like what I understand from CGI's point of view is that they would much rather have some of this money go to the athletes. Me being an athlete, like I would never say no to money. So like, fuck it, I'll take it. And like, I do think that $10,000 right now is not so much that it was in like 2002 or something. So like, obviously the prize money should go up, probably will go up also. Oh, you see, my thinking with this was that the sheiks would go like, okay, Craig Jones, let's see who has more money. I was expecting we'd get like Bentleys and everything there, but but this year ADCC is better than before. Also, we have upgraded accommodation and better things right now. And I believe part of this region is Craig Jones, the CGI Invitational. So.
Definitely. The most fun thing is that he said in Joe Rogan podcast that if ADCC would make it 20K for a win, he would probably won't go with his idea and everything's gonna be the same. Since they didn't want to do this, he said, so fuck you, I will do my thing. My main concern is that that could be like one-time opportunity, you know?
I think it is.
ADCC probably doesn't get a profit. So CGI definitely don't have a chance to get any profit. It's only spending and spending a lot. And he said that he has a guy who is really, really wealthy and could back it up. Okay, he could back it up this year, maybe next year, maybe even 3 times. But after 3 times you spend like a few $1 million just to see the fun event, you may have some hesitations. For now, I don't believe there is a plan. The question is if they could develop some plan, because it's hard to keep it up with that money and that.
Yeah,
that
but also it might
things.
be so popular that it starts to make sense. Because like we've never seen a match for $1 million ever. You've seen that at the MMA where it makes sense. Like I believe in MMA, it like they should get paid a lot, and seems like this sort of same thinking is going into jiu-jitsu right now, because at the end of the day, like when somebody wins Olympic gold in wrestling in USA, they get $500,000 or $1 million, and as they should. They are the best athlete in the world right now. So somebody winning ADCC or something means you are that athlete. Similar level, Olympic gold in wrestling is much more than ADCC gold, but like at the sport of grappling, you're the number one, and we should be higher in terms of payment in general in this sport. And like I believe that once, like, can you imagine how it is to compete for $1 million? You win, you get $1 million. Like fuck, like no one's gonna tap to anything. It will be crazy. And like maybe so many people will watch this. But even people who don't know about jiu-jitsu, if you see a fucking badminton game for $1 million, like I'd probably watch that. Because it's exciting. Who gets the million? Who loses? How did they feel? So like maybe it will bring some new eyes to the sport, which could mean investors, and you never know. I never thought I'd live a day to see. I never thought I'd like make money from jiu-jitsu. So for me, this whole thing is a little bit crazy. So seeing somebody compete for $1 million, well, fuck it, that's amazing.
Okay, so tough questions, or maybe not so tough. If you get a call with invitation for CGI, you would took it?
When are you releasing this? Is this before or after ADCC?
Before.
So I would do ADCC for sure.
Okay.
No, let's just say that I'm right now at the point in my career where making money makes sense for me.
Yeah.
And like I have a son and everything, and I have a business and everything. So like I definitely would consider the CGI invite. Even in Polaris, they asked me what I want to do, and I was like, fucking Craig Jones, call me. So right now, like I'm committed to ADCC. I have my spot there. I will compete there. But like if they call me, makes sense to do this, who knows?
Yeah, I was going through all the list for CGI, for ADCC, who switched. I would say CGI is a little bit like, let's say, American-centric.
Yeah.
Because there was probably not so much calls for European and other guys. Like there is Tommy Langaker, there is Joseph Chen, but Joseph Chen, is B team. It's not like for them. It's not Europe. Takets, Kenta Iwamoto from Asia, once again B team. Yeah, they taking the approach like US approach a little bit for that. So yeah, I was asking like Machu, I'm asking you. I was curious if you just get a call, but they think a little bit more like US based, I would say.
Yeah. Well, makes sense for the ticket sales and everything.
Definitely. I was looking to ask you if you would consider like under 80 kilo, but after the first part of our conversation, I know that
I could do under 80 kilos.
Yeah? You would prefer, if you would to start on CGI, you would prefer to under 80 or over? Because
it doesn't matter which one they invite me.
Like having Victor Hugo in your weight category is a little bit tough.
Victor Hugo is not so bad, but like someone like Nicky Rod doesn't sound so much fun. Because like Victor Hugo might pull guard, at least so. But there's some big boys definitely. If I could choose, I would probably... I don't know actually. Either one. If they would be like, you want to compete under... Now it's too late. Now I don't think I can make 80 kilos in 3 weeks.
Yeah, of course. But with the time.
With time, I could do 80 kilos. Obviously, I wouldn't have tried to put on size then. Because like, not too long ago, I did Polaris in June in 90 kilos. And I was like 90 kilos then. And I didn't cut any weight. I just didn't eat breakfast that morning. And then after that, I really put emphasis on like gaining some weight. So then I got to 92. Today I was like 92.5, something like this in the morning. So it's looking good. But had I just cut weight, like I'm so easily at 88 kilos. Like that's so easy for me to weigh. I've been at 88 kilos many times this season without trying to be. Like I go to the scale and I'm like, fuck, I'm 88 kilos again.
So what you gonna do since today to ADCC to make this weight? Because this year, correct me if I'm wrong, but this year you don't have to have it on the second day.
Yeah, we only have on Friday. That's the reason why I wanted to do this, because I can't give them like so much weight advantage. I believe last year also, like I wasn't so, like when I went there the first time, I wasn't so big for my category. I didn't have to cut any weight. I just didn't eat breakfast, went to the scale. It was like great. But I think everyone else has a little sweat there. And I was like, oh, let's see how it goes with the cardio. But you just have so much time to recover in between that right now it makes sense. And we have IVs also there. So like, I think I'll just get IV also just in case. So like losing like 4 kilos, 3 kilos, it actually makes sense right now. So
yeah, IVs are now banned in UFC from...
Well, it's easy. Okay, nothing is banned. So.
Yeah, sure. Like Rogan was always saying that they have a clause in Pride contracts that there was specific said they won't be tested for steroids. Don't know if that's true, but
I think in ADCC it's not. We're definitely not getting tested.
Definitely. Okay, so what's gonna be your protocol to make weight for Vegas?
I work with somebody. I have like a nutritionist and somebody who helps me with all these things. So I just believe what he says. I just send my morning weight to him. And he checks and he tells me how I should eat this week or how's the load right now. But he's very happy of me being at this weight, 92 kilos. And then I'm quite watery. I take creatine right now, which I haven't done so often. So I feel like I'm a little bit bloated, like I have a lot of water in my system. So I believe it will be a very easy weight cut. Ideally, I would be a little bit bigger. I saw some photos of Bodoni and he was like 96, 97 kilos some time ago. And like, fuck, like that's a big boy already. So... But basically, hopefully remain here, go to US. I'll go to US on Monday. And then from there, eat clean. And then last day, just go to sauna. I'm from Finland, so fuck it. I'll just go to sauna and cut to it.
This pastry, which is standing right there, it's already banned?
Well, I just ate that. What was the name of that? That blueberry pie?
Jagodzianka.
Yeah, I just had half of that, so... Carolina can eat those pastries.
Okay. And did you heard about the rules of CGI?
Yeah, I believe it's in a pit.
Yeah, first it's a pit, and this is like a 10 points mass system in MMA.
I think it's cool. Yeah, would have been perfect for Mateusz Szczecinski to do this. For him, it would have been very good rules, but ADCC it is for us both.
Mm-hmm. And the pit, you watched some fights that happened in the pit. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's kind of funny. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I just compete, so I don't really think about too much on where I would like to go. Definitely looks interesting, looks different than before, but I don't know. I've never even been in a pit, so I don't know how it looks like actually. But I think it could be fun. I saw in Spain they do some like fucking pit fighting where it's like really like narrow, not narrow, but like steep.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, one guy is higher than the other guy. They beat the shit out of each other with some like Muay Thai rules, so blood sport or something.
There's this karate combat organization that
they started,
and they had some grappling matches, and Craig fought there, and he even used these walls,
I saw he did the triangle
to submit. So that would be funny if that someday become a standard, because like all the things that going outside of the mats and reset the position, what will judge do, that's not very good thing.
It's true.
I believe on UFC Fight Pass they have like a regular mat, but on some a little bit higher than the rest of the place, and it was really, really dangerous when they get outside of the mat. So maybe the pit will be the thing.
That's the criticism for ADCC. Like, they don't give a fuck about us going outside the mats. And like, you can get slammed outside the mats. It's concrete floor in like T-Mobile Arena. So like, fuck, like someone could lose their life there if you get thrown bad. And ADCC kind of likes this. So it's dangerous to go outside the mats. They are soft for a reason. And like, I don't like so much going outside there. I've never actually, once I took somebody down outside, but I've never been taken down outside the area, and I hope it stays that way.
I think the pit could be a thing. 10 mast system, we'll see if it fits for jiu-jitsu. There is a lot of new ideas in those CJI rules, and we'll see if they manage to have them under control.
I quite like it. I think it's interesting rule set. I'll definitely watch that.
With jiu-jitsu, we have this thing that we are still looking for the perfect rule sets.
Yeah.
Try new things.
I think AGP has it figured out. The AGP rules, the 5-minute matches,
Mm-hmm.
those are perfect. Fucking 10 minutes is a long time. So like 5 minutes, because like Olympic wrestling is 3 minutes, 1 minute rest, 3 minutes, and it's so exciting. But like in jiu-jitsu, somehow we're like, no, let's do a 20-minute match, and it's so boring, or no time limit match. When Gordon Ryan fought Felipe Pena, I fell asleep 5 times watching it.
Yeah.
So like if I do a no time submission match, obviously I will not go hard in the beginning. There's no reason to do that. But if it's 5-minute matches, like I've competed. When I competed with Adam, it was 5-minute match. We had so good match. It was so many like scrambles, and he swept me, I swept him, and it was so many things because it's so short time, and you don't get so tired at 5 minutes. But ADCC 10 minutes is already long. Finals 20 minutes. Fuck, it's long time.
It's funny that you are saying that from the competitor point of view, because for me it was always like the spectator point of view, where you would like to have a little bit short matches, fast-paced matches. But most of the competitors like to have longer matches to work on their positions.
What the fuck says this?
Maybe the gi players, I don't know. But
all the lapels.
With jiu-jitsu, you need some time sometimes to work on your position. But I believe you still need to be spectator-minded, and because without them, the sport won't be growing.
Yeah, 5 or 6 minutes would be great. That's good. At the trials, it's 6 minutes. It's exciting at the trials. It's exciting when it's not so long, because you're like, oh, this guy has this advantage and he's like 10 seconds to go or 1 minute to go. It's exciting. But if you're like, wow, one advantage, but 19 minutes to go, nobody gives a fuck.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think about Craig versus Gabi match?
Oh, yeah, I forgot that they're having that. I don't know, actually. It's hard to think. Like, you think Craig will fight? Like, I think Craig will beat her, obviously. But, like, you think he's gonna go full power or no? Or it will be hilarious if he just goes and fucks Gabi up in, like, 10 seconds. Just pulls guard, leg lock.
I think they train each other, so he at least know what to expect, I believe. If it would be a first contact for him with her, then he may be okay, I will go like lightly and she will fuck me up, and then would be a problem. But I believe Gabi Garcia isn't the best technician in the world.
Yeah, but she's big though.
Yeah, she's a big girl and she can use it against, the chicks who are way smaller than her. But I remember watching her 2011 ADCC Nottingham in the final, 20 minutes final, and she was like, she can't do anything to her opponent. Like, she had so much advantage and still went full time. And I was like, okay, you are from Alliance, you could train with Marcelo Garcia and Lucas Lepri and guys like that, and you have such a big size advantage, and you still aren't able to finish your opponent. It's weird. So I believe Gabi Garcia isn't the best talent in the world.
Probably also for Gabi it was hell competing because everyone just wants you to lose all the time. Like, the matches that she lost, people were like, oh my god, that's so crazy. And then whenever she won, they were also like, yeah, you were supposed to win. So I think for her to compete, it was probably very, very difficult. This time would be fun. Yeah. And if she beats Craig,
oh, that would be great.
That would be fun. Yeah.
He should, tap and just get the fruits of. Since he already don't give a fuck about his like competitor status and competitor legacy, maybe it's even better for him to lose.
Could be, yeah. Hard to say.
Okay, Santeri, tell me how it is that guy from Finland have an academy in Spain.
I think we went through this in the last. I don't remember actually. No, but when I was a brown belt, I got an offer to work in Spain from. There was a Roger Gracie gym there, so I went there to work, and I was like assistant coach, and I was there for like a year or something, and then after that, I met my ex-business partner, and he was in the UFC, and we opened up a gym together. And that was active from 2016 to 2024, and then from 2024 the gym's been mine now. So now it's fully mine. Just did a collabo with Scramble. Scramble is we just changed the name into Scramble Academy Spain, and it's basically an official Scramble training center right now. And there's two right now in the world: one in Leeds, UK, and one in Spain right now.
And you switch the place where you are?
No, it's the same place, but we did some hardcore remont. Yeah, we bought new mats. I have 320 square meters of like brand new judo mats. I don't have a cage anymore. We padded up the walls, so it's also good for MMA training. I also have a second tatami upstairs. We have like 400 something in total, 430 square meters of mats, I would say, overall in the space. So it's huge right now.
Yeah, definitely. When you moved to Spain, at the beginning, you started to feel that it's your place, or it took time for you to switch to Finland? And
yeah, it was definitely hard because Finland is all about organization and like permits and like everything being on time, and then in Spain it's all about not being on time and like relaxation and everything. So it was definitely hard for me in the beginning. I didn't speak the language either so good, but after I learned to speak Spanish, I was like quite comfortable already, and like right now it's the best place to live for me. In the beginning, like I didn't have so good training, so I would have to travel a lot, and then I really stayed long time in Spain to make the gym work and everything. And right now I have very good group of competitors. Like it's so good training already for me down in Spain. The only reason why I sometimes travel to train outside is because I want to be the student sometimes. But like in Spain, I have very good. I get tapped out every week there by some of my guys. So training is very good there. But in the beginning, it was definitely hard to make this switch.
And are there any other places than Poland you are visiting?
Where I've been to train? Fuck, everywhere. Like when I was doing more gi, I went to States a few times. I went to Art of Jiu-Jitsu. I've been to Marcelo Garcia's to train. I've been everywhere. to train. Also, I train a lot in Finland, like my home country. We just did a Leglo camp in Finland in June, and I was there again to do a camp of my own in end of June, beginning of July. So I trained there. Where else? I went to Sweden to train with Max Lindblad and Tommy Langaker and these guys in a camp as well. Very good training.
It was in their academy?
It was in Max's place in Stark.
Okay.
Yeah, called Best Practice was the name of the camp.
Yeah, because Tommy, as far as I know, Tommy's academy is in such a small city.
Haugesund, yeah. I've never been there. But Tommy was one of the coaches at this camp, so we trained bunch together.
How about the UK? Because it seems that UK is a place to go for no-gi right now in Europe.
No, that's bullshit. I would say Poland. Poland or fucking Spain right now. So in UK, I believe there is good people, but like best is obviously Owen O'Flanagan. So he has a gym in London. I've been there to train. And Taylor is also extremely good. Maybe he's second best in UK. Hard to say who's the best. And Taylor has his own school. But outside from this, London Grapple is good as well. But like London is a very good place for training. But it's also expensive as fuck to stay there. And the training is obviously very good. But like if I just come to Poland, I train with Mateusz a little bit or something. Like here in Poznań, I do more like wrestling or things like this. It's just as good training. And I can eat some pierogi, so it's all good.
You fought Ben Bennett, right?
Yeah.
Last Polaris, and he was really close to get to ADCC. He lost to Tyler in the final. How was this fight for you? Because you won decision, right?
Yeah. There was some drama before, like we both, I wouldn't say talk shit, but like we both were pretty, like he was quite active on social media about me. And then like he has some fan base there that got really excited about some things that I said about him. But I just thought he's not at my level, and at the match this like was proven like he just wasn't at that day, wasn't at my level. So I was a little bit nervous going into it because it was right where he's from and everything. So like he had a lot of support there. But once I got my hands on him, I was like, okay, this is just another opponent for me. Like I faced worse. I couldn't submit him, but I took his back, and like I had probably like 20 different rear naked choke tries and everything, one shoulder lock and everything. But he's very good at hiding his neck, so hard to choke him. But I think it was quite easy to see who's the better athlete there. So on to the next one.
The next one, there will be a next one after ADCC.
I think in September is the next ADCC. I don't know if the next Polaris. I don't know if I will compete yet in that one, but definitely the plans are to go again. Last Thursday, I went to do something for Scramble in UK, and we spoke about this. They work with Polaris very close, so we spoke about some future matchups, and there are some interesting names that have come up in this podcast already. So
because you are competing in the middleweight
no,
category.
90 kilos.
90 kilos, it's a light heavyweight?
Yeah, I don't know if they have the belt system anymore.
Like Mateusz have a belt, you know, like a welterweight belt. I checked today the Wikipedia because on Polaris website that could be better showed who have the belt. I don't know is how up to date it is, but it was like that middleweight champion is Roberto Jimenez.
Could be.
And light heavyweight there was still Craig Jones, but
yeah, I think that's vacant.
A little bit in the past with his last appearance on Polaris. But shout out for Polaris because we talk, of course, about ADCC, CGI. In US, there is a lot of things happening, like who's number one and stuff like that. But Polaris is like really steady.
Yeah.
28 already events, and they're powerful organization, I would say.
Yeah, and honestly, competing for them is so nice. They take care of everything. You have a driver, you have always a clean hotel. They always tell you when to go, what to do, when is this. And they are very nice people, so I love competing for Polaris. Only better show that I ever done was the Quintet in Japan. They had like some girl whose job was to take care of us, and she was waiting at the lobby every single day. But like other than that, Polaris is fantastic. So I only have good things about Polaris.
Sure. Yeah, the Quintet, that was also fun. What do you think about the team format?
I thought it was great. I thought it was a good time. Also, it's a little bit easier for the athletes because you're not so alone competing, because it feels like being in a group, you kind of like share the pressure or share the like nerves. So like I quite enjoyed it there, and it made for an exciting show. I believe close to 1 million people have watched us compete with the B team, so that's pretty good for a jiu-jitsu event. This is in YouTube, yeah.
The whole match was on YouTube?
Yeah, B team versus the Polaris team.
Because it was like stream was on Flow Grappling, or it was...
I think it was in Flow. It was supposed to be in UFC Fight Pass, but they just changed it like there when we were there already.
Yeah, because when I was preparing to this conversation, I was reading about it and I checked that I think it was the last Quintet event and it was about a year from today.
Yeah.
And started wondering what is happening, because Quintet is really fun organization.
Yeah.
Some of the ideas are, in my opinion, very good, worth to check, and the team format, I am a fan.
Oh, and when they told us the rules, I was like, this is fucking madness, because like there's something called the Shido, which means that if I'm stalling, I can be put in mount, like under, but you can also stall from the mount, so you can have somebody on mount get stalled on, and then the guy you mounted will mount you. Like, it's crazy. And the referees were like, listen, if we think this is boring, you're gonna get a Shido right away. But in the end, they didn't give them so much. But it was fun. It was exciting. I think it's 8 minutes match with no heel hooks. That's the only downside about this one.
Yeah, there was no heel hooks.
No heel hooks.
I remember with the first Quintets, there was a rule that close guard is banned. I don't know if that was a case when...
Maybe they had this also. They had some weird rules there, yeah. Maybe it was also this one.
They don't hesitate to experiment.
Oh, and they don't give a fuck. The referees were like, listen, this is our rules. If you don't like to compete here, you can always leave. And we were like, okay.
It was this thing that you have like a limit of the weight for the whole team.
420 kilos.
If you fight someone like 20 pounds bigger, then the time of the match was different.
But that makes stalling exciting. Because honestly, Quintet has it figured out. Because it's exciting if like, okay, this team has this guy who's 100 and something kilos, and he fights against the lightweight guy. The lightweight guy has 4 minutes. All he needs to do is survive. So he's stalling. It's still exciting because the big guy will try to rip his head off, and like Quintet has it figured out. So it's a very good show. I hope I can do this again. Very good show.
And did you had the chance to see some Japan, or it was too short?
Yeah, we went there. I think we went there on Tuesday. We compete on Sunday. Flew back on Monday. Competed at the trials on Saturday. So it was a little bit crazy schedule for me. But on the first days, yeah, definitely. We went with the owner of Scramble, Matt Benyon. His wife is Japanese, so he's been to Japan loads of times, and he speaks Japanese also.
Oh, okay.
So he was like our guide there. And we went everywhere. Me and Tariq Hopstock, we went to Kodokan by ourselves also. We went to buy some judo belts from some really weird judo store and just had a good time there in general. It's an amazing country.
But you didn't train in Kodokan?
No. We just went to see. We didn't know if it was even open. I think it was maybe the day of competition actually, or something like this. In the morning we were like, fuck it, we have a little bit of time. Kodokan is pretty close. So we just walked there and it was like 35 degrees hot. And it said that it's closed, but we were like, try if the door is open. Door was open. We just went there, went to the elevator and pressed on the buttons and went to the highest floor, and we saw the Kodokan mats and everything.
Yeah, because it's like a whole building is a Kodokan school, right?
Yeah, it's like a university or something, I think. Yeah, it's crazy. It's an amazing place.
Japanese people, they have like their own culture of grappling, I would say. You know, with Imanari and guys like that, they were always like a little bit like they have their own style of grappling, of a regular grappling. And I don't mean even judo, but just jiu-jitsu. The approach for jiu-jitsu was always a little bit of their own. And that makes sense that the guy who runs Scramble have a Japanese white. I'm looking at your t-shirt and the design of the... That makes a lot of sense.
They have some children that are like half English, half Japanese, and I think they're bilingual. Those kids, they speak Japanese and English, and yeah, he even has a car imported from Japan.
Yeah, he lives in UK.
In the UK, so it's in the wrong side still for us. But
yeah, often you could forget that in Japan you have like a left side driving.
yeah, it's weird. It's weird. But Japan was amazing. Maybe after Iceland, best country that I ever been to. So I definitely am looking forward to going back.
And about culture things, you are like a big proponent of the, let's say, Nordic culture.
Yeah, I guess. But fuck, I live in Spain now, so I'm like actually touching people and things like this. But yeah.
I mean more like, like mythology,
Oh,
music,
yeah.
stuff like that. You are like really into, right?
Yeah, maybe a little bit less right now because like I've been in Spain for such a long time. But yeah, still from time to time I read those Nordic folklores and things like this, and still haven't finished the tattoo in my back. I have a big picture of Fenrir eating the moon and Yggdrasil, but I still need to finish it. So I just haven't had time now with this crazy schedule of mine. But yeah, definitely it's something that I still look. And I didn't like the new Netflix show Vikings Valhalla so much, so I didn't actually watch that. But still, sometimes I watch good old Vikings.
Original Vikings are the thing to watch.
Much better.
As far as I know, it's rather historically they make things right. Like as far as they could, they make things right historically.
I mean, there is some that are not so like historically true. Like some characters weren't there and something, but more or less it's in the right way. So
yeah, sure. Like as far as I know, they make kind of good job, especially compared to some other shows. So
yeah, definitely that. But like it's still, yeah, I would say actually there's quite like the characters. There was some that didn't exist and some weren't, like Ragnar's sons and things like this. But other than that, it's pretty accurate, I would say.
You have any other pop culture recommendations right now?
You'll never guess, but I'm actually into watching Polish gangster series.
Which one?
I like the How I Became a Gangster.
Oh, but it's a movie.
It's a
right?
movie, yeah. I mean movies.
Okay.
I also like the one about the guy in Gdansk, gangster's wife or whatever it was called. Such a good movie. I think I've seen it like twice.
Believe me or not, but I trained with a guy who knew Nikos and like personally.
Oh, really?
And, yeah, and I personally, when I was really young and I was starting and I was doing MMA, and there was this gym in my city, MMA gym, with a coach who was rather radical guy, let's say, but one of the guys who trained there was like a guy who was one of the suspects about Nikos assassination.
Yes, and no one knows still.
And he was killed when he get back from the jail.
Oh
and
shit.
yeah, he thought that everything's gonna be the same. And there was new, younger wolves on the streets, and he was going to talk, to negotiate, and they just killed them.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Poland is rough.
Like, early years of MMA here in Poland, not only here in Poland, but I could say about Poland, it was like the gangsters and MMA was close. You can deny that.
But I think it's same everywhere. Back in Finland, it was the same thing. Like people who got into it first were like gangsters and criminals and people like this. But in the end, it like purifies itself. I watched a documentary about Materla on Netflix when I was in Poznań last time.
Yeah.
And it was so good. But even he had some like scuffle with the law there. He was innocent, I think, in the end, but like, fuck me.
Yeah, like probably, when he was young, not everything he's done was on the right side of the law.
Yeah.
But at this point, when they tried to get him, it was way after that. But yeah, it was close, and it took time to wash it. For many people, probably still is something like that this is dogfight. And I remember Paweł Nastula.
Oh, the judoka,
yeah. Olympic judo champion from Atlanta from 96.
Oh, wow, he was champion. I didn't know
He's
that.
an Olympic champion. He was Olympic champion once, but he was, let's say, better than that. There was like a 4-year period that he didn't lose a fight. He was like a world champion and stuff like that. And he was big thing in Japan.
Yeah, I remember in Pride he was competing.
He was fighting in Pride. It was, I don't know, maybe like 2005, something like that. And I remember in Poland, it was like for many people, for press and stuff like that, it was like a shame. Like this other famous judoka from Poland, not the same level that Nastula, but he was famous because he played in one movie. He was like going off in TV about him, that it's dog fighting, it's a shame, stuff like that. And the most funny thing was that Japanese, they respected Nastula so much that, okay, it's his debut. He didn't train like a stand-up boxing, kickboxing at all. Like before fight, probably yes, but he was a judoka. He was a grappler. So who they give him for the first fight? Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira. Probably second best then in the world.
Yeah.
Second fight, George Barnett.
Pride didn't give a
First fight,
fuck.
Alexander Yemelyanenko.
So he lost all? Or?
Yeah, he lost, but especially he really well fought Barnett in his second fight, but experience and cardio decided. His first win was his fourth fight. You know, it was out of respect. We won't give the Olympic champion, the hero.
Yeah. And he probably got paid also. So
yeah,
as long as you get paid, who gives a fuck?
maybe. So yeah, I remember that was one of the first my encounters with MMA, and I fell in love with the sport.
You know, Japan is also crazy in this. When we did the Quintet, there was competing a guy who competed against Sakuraga's son. And this guy was Olympic judo champion. Owen Livesey knew him. He was like, oh, that's this guy. And he would show up there with a brown belt in judo. And I was like, what the fuck? Olympic champion. And so there was some case that he was the Japanese women's coach, and he had something inappropriate with one of the students. I don't remember if it was that he was charged with sexual abuse, or there was he was accused of something like this. I don't remember the particular details of this case, but anyways, there was something inappropriate with a student of his. I think the woman was still overaged. I might be wrong, but still like it was bad. But so the Japanese Judo Federation let him go, obviously, of his job, and he now lives in shame in Japan. Whereas he lost his judo black belt, he's now a brown belt.
He was demoted
He was demoted, yeah.
Okay.
And when we did that show, people would treat him differently. They wouldn't shake his hand like the Japanese. And not because they hate him or something, they just acted like he didn't exist. And then I saw him walking in the street, and you could just see that man is destroyed. He don't look sad, he just looks like okay, this is my life right now. But he looks different than regular people there. It looks like he's afraid to go to the store or something because he lives in shame. We had an interpreter there, and he was like, oh yeah, that guy lives in shame. And we were like, what does it mean? And he was like it's not an easy life that he has. And now he lives somewhere else. He doesn't live in Japan. He lives somewhere else, and he's the coach of the judo team somewhere else.
What team he represented?
No, he did a super match. You can find this guy out. If you look at the Quintet, you will see him immediately. He was...
So interesting that they...
I think it was because Sakuraba don't give a fuck.
Okay.
So Sakuraba was probably like, let's pay you something and let's
Even better for the controversy.
I think it was that he wasn't charged with, so it might not even have happened. But still this guy is destroyed. His life is gone. So obviously if he sexually abused a minor, it should be. He should fucking die if he done that. But I don't remember if he was charged. I think it was so that he wasn't charged. And you could just see it's so radical there. He is fucked, this guy. Not an easy life. But I remember because Owen Livesey, because I saw this guy, he's older and he was so strong. And Owen Livesey was like, oh, that's that guy. He said his name, but I don't remember this anymore. But you can find it out if you want later on. Very interesting story.
Sure, definitely. I will read about that. Yeah, Owen, big represent for judo, right? In grappling world.
Yeah, and he had a good match with Nicky Rod also. I don't know if you saw that, but he foot swept Nicky and
Like Nicky wasn't like to stand with him, I would say. Nicky, after some exchanges, he just pulled out.
We were like, oh, you're a grappler now.
Yeah, Nicky also interesting character. He raced really quickly at some point.
ADCC.
Yeah.
Getting silver at the ADCC really helps. Yeah, he has double silver. Yeah, true.
Yeah. He was like it was a really quick rise for him. That was the case for a few guys, like as he was representing still like Danaher and Danaher Death Squad and not New Wave because they split and they created New Wave. But he used his chance very, very good, and now he's like a big name.
Yeah, my ADCC can't, because maybe not this year so much in the 88 category, but it used to be like shark infested waters. Like everyone is very good, so people could make their name there, like Craig did. He submitted 2 guys, submitted Landrolo and Murlo Santana, and then lost. No one remembers this. He didn't even win or didn't medal that year, but still his breakout year was in Finland in 2017. Or what Owen O'Flanagan did last year, last ADCC. He submitted Mason Fowler, Big Sanji. That's how you make your name there. So
Lachlan Giles also, like, he submit Kainan.
Ali, Gaudio, and Kainan.
Yeah, that was insane.
That was crazy. Yeah, I remember.
You have someone in mind that maybe this type of breakthrough for this person this year on ADCC? Someone who's maybe not like a favorite.
I think Taylor might have a very good chance if people don't study his game. Taylor Pierman. I think Mateusz is a little bit different because like everyone knows how good he is, so like people are so focused on what he does well. Any given day he might just go and submit, but I wouldn't say a breakthrough because it's not his first ADCC and something. I don't know. It's hard I haven't really followed the categories, so I don't know. Anyone has a chance. Like if Mashiu goes there and submits Kainan Duarte, he's the hero. So that's what's fun about the ADCC. We get to compete with big names, and that's why I'm hoping for a big name, not some guy that I fought already there.
Would you be willing to compete in open category?
Yeah, if they would allow me, yeah, probably. Yeah, why not? You're there. Might as well compete. If I'm healthy and I feel normal, yeah, why not? Might have a good time. Worst case scenario, you just lose. There's nothing so bad about losing. Feels like shit for a couple of days and then you're over it. So I don't have fear for this.
Great. So we didn't mention Meregali, which
I forgot.
Maybe the biggest name of this tournament because his level is insane right now.
I would love to compete with Meregali. That would be fun. Yeah, we trained a few times in the gi.
Oh.
He did a seminar in Spain and then he did a seminar in Finland in my gym actually.
Okay.
And I went to both. I didn't even know he's going to Finland. I went to Finland and I was like, Meregali is at the airport. I was like, what the fuck? And then I saw that he has a seminar in my gym, like where I train in my hometown. I was like, I'm going to go there also. It was good. Good training then. He didn't speak so much English back then. Now he's a little bit like Gordon Ryanized. He's a little bit talking more shit and everything.
Not so little, I would say.
I don't see... I think I follow him on Instagram, but I don't really see what he's doing, so I don't see all these things.
You could argue that joining Danaher brings your game up, definitely, but also brings your level of
you turn
trash talk. You turn into a little Gordon.
Turn into a Republican. And...
Not for everybody. Luke Griffin is still seems to be humble and sweet guy. I had a chance to talk also with him after last year trials, and his family show up to Warsaw for the trials, and I went to this apartment. They get a whole house in Warsaw, and the atmosphere was really, really great. So yeah, you can be a new wave jiu-jitsu squad, and you don't have to be a dick.
Look at Taza. Oliver Taza.
Yeah.
He's so nice. Never talk shit or anything. And...
Yeah, and they talk shit about him there.
They do?
Yeah, sometimes there was some things after, because he scored like a second place few times.
Yeah.
I think that Gordon was going a little bit off. maybe it was like only mentioned in other conversation, but I don't know. I may only guessing, but sometimes I'm thinking that the atmosphere there may be a little bit tough.
Probably. Also, Taza is Canadian, so I hear the Americans fuck with Canada all the time.
Probably yes. What's your opinion? Do you have an opinion? Because some people said that it's not such a big part of the Danaher with those guys. They teach more themselves. Do you think he's like a genius or not as important in the development of those guys as you may think?
That's the thing. I don't actually know, but I know some people who gone there to train, and they've said good things about the training. They say it's very structured and like Danaher is very hands-on with this. But it also depends what kind of persona you are. If you really need a coach and he's there for you, it's great. If you are like, I never really had a coach, so it would be weird if somebody's now like coaching me. My coach at the ADCC will be Mateusz and Kamil. Like, that's my coaches. When I compete, they're always in my corner, like, and they're my training partners. We don't have like somebody who's a coach. Even though we had this crazy idea about the leg lock camp, about we still might do it. We still might make a team for us three, and we would have one guy who we would say that he's taught us everything. This guy doesn't exist, but we would be like, oh, that's the guy who taught Mateusz his ankle lock and Vilko his heel hook, and I don't know what he taught me, but whatever. We would put all the like hype on this guy.
Your Nikat.
My Nikat, yeah, we'd be like, fuck. And we even had a name for it. His name was Radek Pierogi. And then we would do some very big camp where Radek Pierogi is released. Like, okay, now it's the only seminar he ever does, but we still need to find out who he actually is.
You take some fat boom from the street.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that fucking Systema guy from Russia or something. Somebody who don't know anything. Would be great.
About those things like Systema and all those combat weird stuff that are just, they take it out of the world of imagination. Why do you think? Because it was bigger like few years back, there was way more of this shit. How they get students? How do people, I understand, like you have a few students who believe you are a god, but it was really, really normal that those seminars of those types of things had like hundreds of people on that.
I think it's probably like, in jiu-jitsu, we have like seminars where people want to go because the guy has proven himself or the girl, like a seminar with this world champion. So it's that's what we like pay money for. But in other sports, in those like self-defense things, I think it's part of your training. You have to attend this class to get the next fucking, I don't know what you get in Systema, some stripe on your belt, or I don't know how it works. So I think that's one of the reasons. And they do those courses. People start anything. If I'm like, oh, try the best self-defense ever, 30 people will show up. And I'm like, okay, and to complete this course, you have to attend to this seminar. So I think that's how they went there. I don't think nobody in their right mind goes there to learn good moves, actually. I don't believe in this hocus pocus. I believe it's a system made to make money. And those make a lot of money.
Yes, and that's a question mark
for me.
It's
like, Herbalife, the supplement company. One of the biggest supplements companies in the world. They sponsored Cristiano Ronaldo. It's the green logo.
Okay, yeah.
It's one of the biggest supplement companies in the world, but you cannot buy it from the store. Impossible. You can only buy it from an authorized reseller, like a person.
Okay.
So like, if I want to sell you Herbalife, I come to your house and I'm like, hey, you should buy this. And then I'll be like, oh yeah, or you could also become a seller like me.
So like cosmetics from Avon.
Exactly. And it's one of the biggest companies in the world. They sponsor Cristiano Ronaldo for so many years. They probably paid him tens of millions of euros a year.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And if bullshit and it wasn't even good supplements. Like I know people who were sponsored by it, and it wasn't good products at all. The protein was not made from Hera protein, for instance. It was made from peas, things like that. Dog shit products, sells millions. So it's all about the marketing. It's like directed to make money. You don't have Crazy Barra in Poland, or maybe you do. I don't know. Crazy Barra the team.
Gracie Barra Jiu-Jitsu team. We still have.
Those make so much money in America, especially because everything you do is towards like making profit. And they sell.
You have to have their
gi, their belt, their rash guard, their shorts. In Nogi class, you wear the belt. It's weird as fuck.
Maybe not, no, but there was a time that those younger Gracie generation was like Raleigh Gracie and Ryan Gracie and stuff like that. They were really popular and all those rules applied, like it was like a little bit culty, let's say.
Yeah.
I remember times when there was, let's say, gyms or coaches that have like exams for the belts. Maybe it's hard to imagine for many people like younger who train only a few years, but like there was this Joe Moreira, like 8th Dan then, and the guy from him, Roy Harris. And they have like a system where, okay, so now is the exam for the, I don't know, brown belt, let's say. Now show me like 5 escapes from the half guard. Or now you show me 5 submissions from the back. And go on. Which is like weird for jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, but that's also in judo they have this. So I'm not so against. I don't do those, but I wouldn't be like, if someone does those, I'd be like, okay, I know some people who do this at their school. Also, you can get paid. It costs money to do this. So I did that in karate when I got my blue belt. I had a test. I had to pay for it, 50 euros. Included the belt though.
But I would say still like with judo, because jiu-jitsu is still developing, like people trying new moves, there are new guards, new submissions. Judo, let's say it's ended, like you have so much throws, but when was the last time someone developed something like 100% new for judo?
I think it still happens, but it's more like in scrambles and it's more like in crazy situations, like you get thrown, you counter, you don't even know how you counter, but yeah, it's definitely true that jiu-jitsu is still developing. I don't do those belt tests. I don't even do stripes on adults' belts. I just do white belts, adult get stripes, and after that you don't get stripes.
Okay, no stripes on blue belts.
It's so hard work to keep up with who's getting who, and like people don't wear them and something like this. So I was like, okay, let's just adults, you'll only get belts. I never had stripes either. So, and in judo, there is no stripes. And at the end of the day, we come from judo. So like
Yeah, but there is like a 10 belts, not 5.
Yeah, but for me, I never had stripes, only had white belts. So we only do white belt stripes. And after that, belts.
But it's just happened you didn't have stripes, or in your school in Finland when you come from?
No, we never had. It's weird, man. You give an adult piece of tape and they get happy. I remember one time I had a girl from Finland. She was training with us for some time and she was a white belt. So I gave her a stripe and she was like, oh, I have some cut in my finger or what? And I was like, no, it's for your belt. Like she had no idea what the stripe was. So at the end of the day, after that, I was like, okay, it means nothing. So I don't do adults stripes. Kids get, but adults no.
And how big is kids class in your academy?
We have a lot of kids. I don't teach kids because I don't have the patience for it. But I have amazing instructors for kids. I have one guy is a black belt, and then I have a few purple belts who also do those classes. I think we have over 100 kids training with us, but we separate this into 3 classes. So sometimes can be 40, 50 kids in one class.
And do you have like already someone who trained with the adults on the really high level and he's a good sparring partner for you who developed from the kids classes of your academy?
We have one guy now, but when I went there, he was like 12 and now he's 19. So that guy, he's now a brown belt, very good. So he would be like, he was at the trials, he won a couple matches and everything, very good. Good fighter. So we have a few who's done this, but right now, and mind you, we live in Spain, so people are not so hardworking as Polish. Mm-hmm. So We have a few that have come to adults classes, but it's still quite new, the kids program, so they're still not so old yet. And it's hard when you are 16, we put you in adults classes. 16 is a difficult age also. So some quit, some go back to kids classes, some come every now and then.
I think we talked about it like last time, but is it like you have more people who take jiu-jitsu training seriously, which are like immigrants or with immigrants' heritage?
Yeah, we spoke about this. I think right now in the competition team, I have over 10 people there, and 2 of them are Spanish, like Spanish. And everyone else is from somewhere else. I have a girl who's from Belarus and Germany. She's very good. She just won the Spanish nationals in ADCC, submitting black belts, and she's a 19-year-old purple belt. So she is from somewhere else. I have 2 kids from Venezuela. The guy who I just mentioned about the kids classes, he's Venezuelan also. I have 1 Irish, a couple from UK. So yeah. Spanish people are, especially in Malaga, like I think the nice weather can make you a little bit lazy. So unless you're like very hardworking, sometimes it's hard to like tell them to do what I did or to do what professional athlete in jiu-jitsu needs to do, which is like live a very hard life until you can maybe make it. So it's definitely a work in progress. But right now I have a few. And also we never had so much success before. I think now they're seeing finally that like I can live off this. I can do very nice things with my life from this. So finally also something to see. Maybe before I didn't have the right example to show them, but right now I think it's better. So I think it will happen from the kids class, especially once they're a little bit older, some will go through, but you know, life in Malaga is also very nice. So sometimes I'm like, hey guys, let's train at Sunday at 7 a.m. And they're like, no, we will not. So that might happen also.
Great. And what other regions of Spain have maybe good jiu-jitsu? Is it Madrid or?
Madrid is good. Yeah, there's a few guys there who are very good. In Alicante, Murcia area is also good. That's in the other coast where I live from. Barcelona has good jiu-jitsu also. Jonas Andrade lives there. He's a gi. I think he's a world champion, one of the best light featherweights in the world. He's fought Mikey Musumeci multiple times and one of the best guys in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so he lives there. In general, it's better. I train a lot with one guy I fought at the trials. He's from Barcelona. He comes down to train with me quite often. So the level is definitely, and Spain is huge country, 40 million people. So like, I think it's almost as big as Poland or even bigger in terms of like how big it is, like geographically. Similar.
Not sure, like with the space, but with 40 million people, yeah, that's gonna be very similar.
Yeah, I don't know which like by land is bigger, Spain or
maybe Spain, but I'm not sure. And there is also this thing that the interior of the Spain is rather
it's empty. Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah,
and going from Spain. Like we have so bad train connections because there's so many mountains and the middle is empty. So you have to go like zigzagging your way into wherever. So, but yeah, it's definitely, and like there's a lot of new kids that are very good. Like they're in their 17, 18, 19 years old and now they're improving a lot. So I think Spain is definitely will be very good. At the trial, still not so many people compete, but I think little by little it's happening.
Mm-hmm. And to give some shout out for your city, for Malaga, do you have some favorite spots there? Of course, Scramble Gym is your favorite spot, and if you're visiting Malaga, dear listeners, then go to Santeri's gym, but after the training where you like to hang out.
If you like when you leave my gym, you can see the beach right away. It's not so close, but we are on top of a hill, so you can see the beautiful blue coast and the coastline and everything. So Malaga in general is amazing. Like it doesn't really matter when you come, we will have good weather. If you come right now, like it's so hot right now, it's over 36 degrees was when I left, and I left at 9 a.m. So like at 9 a.m. it was already over 30. So
yeah,
it's hot as fuck. I mean, in Spain in general is beautiful. Malaga definitely has the beach is the biggest attraction there. We are like pretty close to Africa, so it's very warm over there. And there's a lot of mountains. There's things to do. Good nightlife if somebody's into partying. And all the Polish people love Marbella, so definitely.
And all the Irish gangsters.
Irish gangsters.
Okay, Santeri, I am still gonna use my last regular question from my Polish language podcast.
Oh, this was something tricky.
Don't remember what said it last time, but I will just ask again. So, if maybe pre-question, how often do you have private lessons?
I actually have a funny story. I probably shouldn't say this, but I hope the guy's not listening to it. But somebody messaged me some time ago about doing early privates, and I was like, so I gave ridiculous price to the guy, and he was like, yeah, okay, no problem. So I was like, fuck it. So I guess we're doing privates right now. Not so often. Maybe now before ADCC I haven't done any, but like regularly, like once a week, twice a week, maybe. Once a week is good enough. I charge quite a lot now, so I do like 1,000 zlotys per session. And that's the regular price. I didn't say about the crazy price.
So in Poland, that's gonna be like at least 4 months of training, or like with the full access to the gym. Yeah,
1,000 zlotys. How much is that in euros?
like 250.
Yeah, 250 is what I charge you.
With the big gym in big city, open pass for all trainings, that's gonna be like 250 zloty around.
Oh fuck!
And it's like 4 zloty for €1. So yeah, but you know, we know what it is, and the economy of this is complicated.
Well, Spain doesn't really have much better economy than Poland, I would say. We don't make so much more money.
It's true, but the prices in euros like make whole this difference.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, I don't really want to do them like for much less. It's like it takes time from my recovery. I'm right now focusing on tournaments, so right now I'm like, if somebody want a private, it's 250. I still get those. You'd be surprised by how much money people have. And also this, I don't like. I have a lot of athletes there who live from this also, so it's good. When I say this price, they're like, "Oh, do you have something else?" I have a whole list of other coaches. So like, it's even if you try to book a private through my gym, they won't even mention me in the beginning. They'll have the list of the other people, and then if somebody specifically asks for me, then like we give them this option. But like for less than that, I ain't fucking doing it.
That was a pre-question for a question that if someone show up and wants to have a private lesson with you, someone famous, that you gonna be excited.
Oh, we're talking about
to have this person, because on this private lesson you get in touch with somebody, you meet somebody, you chat with somebody. Who would you like to meet that way? Not from the world of martial arts.
Oh, I said last time. Yeah, I said Scarlett Johansson. Maybe it would be Scarlett Johansson still. Shakira would be good. I don't really like doing private classes so much. I like private classes where you can train, so not from jiu-jitsu, so like a wrestler would be also good.
The question is not from martial art world.
Oh, okay. Franek Kimono.
Franek Kimono, okay. I think we have to say a few words for the people who listen not from Poland.
All they need to do is go to YouTube and write Franek Kimono, Bruce Lee Karate Mistrz. And how was my pronunciation, by the way? Not so bad.
Put a little bit more time into Poland and you're gonna be like a fluent. Your pronunciation is very, very good. You would said you have a thing for the languages or not?
Yeah, we talked about this last time. Yeah. Like I speak 3 languages every day now. And also I studied German, I studied Swedish. So basically I would have 5 languages right now. And now I'm learning Polish.
German?
Yeah, ich kann Deutsch sprechen. I can speak German.
Why?
Because in school in Finland you can choose which you want. So I never actually studied English until I was like 13 or 14. So I started with German when I was like 9. I did German 9 to 15 years old or 9 to 16 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. The other day here in Poznań I went to the ramen shop and the girl didn't speak English. and the menu was in Polish, and I know if it's like kurczak or something like this, I know what it is, but like some ramen, I didn't know what it was. So I asked her if she could translate to me, and she said that she don't speak English, but she speaks German. I was like, so let's order in German then. So I can speak German, definitely, but Polish is on the way.
When you are in Poland and you go for some shopping, you try to use Polish, or
I do this po polsku. I do this in Polish. Yeah.
Great.
I try. Yeah.
And what's the people reaction?
They think I'm Polish.
Really?
Yeah. Or like at least they don't say anything. But oftentimes, if it's like the regular thing, like hello, I want this with water, sparkling water, I'm okay. You tell me the price. You ask me if it's karton gotówka, and I say karton, I pay, all good. But if you ask me anything out of the ordinary, I'm fucked. Like, do you want a bag? I'm fucked. But I learned this, torba. Or, hey, do you want this takeaway? I'm fucked. So then I have to go back to English. But I can like order food and like do like very small things. I can do po polsku already. I also think it's respect to this country because I've been here so many times, so I need to learn this. Also at the Lego camp, sometimes there's people who don't speak English, so at least I know the body parts like vokic, kolano, things like this. So I think it's respect towards Poland also from my side that I don't expect everyone to speak my languages. So sometimes I have to resort to German, but it's all good.
It's really, really nice approach. If you could like wake up tomorrow with the knowledge of another language, what language would you choose?
Right now, Polish, yeah.
But like just for fun, that's Polish.
Because I speak Spanish already, I speak English, I speak like my country Finnish. I don't really need so much more languages. I can understand Portuguese if you talk slowly. I can read French because it's very similar to Spanish.
French is similar to Spanish?
If you write. If you speak, it's too fast for me. But if I need to read something, I can kind of understand.
And the understanding of Portuguese came from like studying Brazilians, or
no,
like
it's very
having
similar.
Portugal next to
it's very
Spain?
similar to Spanish. So it's like the words are so similar. Again, if you talk to me, you have to talk to me very slowly. And I would much rather not talk Portuguese. But like if I go somewhere, somebody only speaks Portuguese, I can have a conversation. It's okay. I have to use Spanish. They have to use troszkę their like pronunciation differently. But like I studied German, so I can. When I went to Germany, I tried to do some things in German, and it comes little by little. So like I'm pretty complete with languages. So now it would be Polish. I would love to be able to speak like fluent Polish and understand it. Don't know if it will ever happen, but I'm working on it. At least bad words, I'm like fucking high level already. So
Of course, as always, I would choose like Finnish, really. And
Finnish.
yeah, it's not like I'm trying to kiss your ass. Just it's so pretty.
You're the first person ever to say that.
Elven language.
Oh yeah, because you like that.
Yeah, it mix of Finnish and Welsh, so it just sounds pretty.
Yeah, the Welsh is crazy also. That's a pretty cool language. You know, I would also like to speak Valyrian. You watching The House of Dragon? You know the language that the Targaryens speak anyways. Hi, Valyrian. That sounds cool.
Valerian?
Yeah, that sounds cool. Not that I'd need it anywhere. But if I could choose right now, it would be Polish because it would be nice to like... Because in Poland, still some people only speak Polish. So, you know, I should be able to have some sort of conversation with them.
Great. Fantastic answer. Okay, Santeri, thank you very much.
Dziękuję bardzo.
Who knows, maybe it's not our last recorded conversation because as I mentioned you last year, someday I will show up in Malaga. Now is the moment for you to say anything you want to the world.
To the world? I don't know. I mean, come see us in Spain. Come visit us in Scramble Academy Spain. And come to Leglock Camp and follow us around. Europe is very good in jiu-jitsu right now, so follow us. Look at how the boys are doing at CGI. Follow us at ADCC and just keep training.
Okay, great. So all the best in ADCC.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we hear each other next time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to the whole episode. In case of any questions or thoughts, feel free to leave a comment. And to make sure that you don't miss any new episodes, follow us on Spotify, YouTube or Instagram. Cheers!